There are moments in interstellar history that divide civilizations into two categories: those who understood humanity and those who learned too late. Captain Arvel Tesh of the exploration cruiser Silent Meridian would later be remembered as one of the latter. Before the incident, he considered humans curious, emotionally excessive, technologically ambitious, but strategically predictable. They were new to the galactic stage, loud in diplomacy, dramatic in media broadcasts, and strangely sentimental about objects that held no measurable value. No one in the coalition believed they were weak. That would have been foolish. But neither did anyone truly grasp the depth of what humans protected or the scale of their response when something sacred was threatened. The event that reshaped that understanding did not begin with warships or ultimatums or raised voices. It began with a marketplace misunderstanding on a quiet civilian station orbiting a mild Terran star, where trade flowed peacefully and species mingled beneath artificial sunlight. It began with a sound, small, fragile, and entirely unremarkable to anyone who did not know what it meant. Station Kappa 47 was not militarized. It had gardens in its central ring and public recreation sectors where multiple species exchanged culture and food. The Silent Meridian docked there only for routine supply rotation and observational diplomacy. Captain Tesh remained aboard while several officers explored the station's commercial levels. Among them was logistics specialist Varen, a meticulous officer known for efficiency and calm decision-making. He had navigated pirate negotiations without elevated pulse. He had supervised quarantine zones during fungal outbreaks. He was not reckless, which made what followed all the more catastrophic. The sound reached him in a shaded rest corridor adjacent to a Terran-managed childcare wing. It was rhythmic but unstable, rising in intensity before collapsing into breathless pauses. Varen did not recognize it as crying. To his species, distress was typically expressed through pheromonal release or tonal vibration. This sound seemed mechanical at first, almost like a damaged environmental unit. He followed it. Inside a softly lit alcove was a small containment carriage constructed of lightweight polymer and fabric. Within it lay a human infant, wrapped securely, cheeks flushed, eyes wet with tears. There was no adult immediately visible. Above the alcove, signage in Terran standard read, "Community Childcare, Authorized Access Only." Varen did not fully process the final 3 words. The infant's distress intensified when he approached. His species possessed strong communal instincts. Unattended juveniles triggered automatic protective response. He scanned the immediate area. No guardian appeared in visible range. Station traffic flowed normally several meters away. To him, it appeared abandoned in a public corridor. He made a decision rooted in logic and instinct. He lifted the child. The crying stopped almost instantly. The infant's small fingers wrapped around one of Varen's digits with surprising strength, and it stared upward with wide, searching eyes. Varen interpreted the silence as relief. He interpreted the grip as bonding confirmation. He interpreted the absence of an immediate human protest as validation. He returned to the Silent Meridian with the child securely in his arms. By the time station security realized what had occurred, the cruiser had disengaged docking clamps and initiated departure clearance. The first indication that something was wrong did not come from an alarm. It came from silence. Human civilian networks on the station abruptly spiked in encrypted traffic. Private channels activated simultaneously. Emergency markers flashed within Terran communication grids. And then, without warning, the Silent Meridian received a transmission request that overrode standard diplomatic protocols. It was marked with a designation few captains ever see: Terran Defense Command, Retrieval Authority Omega. Captain Tesh ordered immediate acceptance. The holographic projection stabilized into the image of a human officer in formal military uniform. Her posture was upright, composed, eyes steady and unreadable.
Her voice, when she spoke, was controlled and measured, neither loud nor rushed, but carrying a weight that pressed against the bridge like gravitational force. She identified herself as Fleet Admiral Catherine Vale of Terran Defense Command and informed Captain Tesh that his vessel was currently in unauthorized possession of human citizen Olivia Mercer, aged 9 months, removed from Station Kappa 47 childcare sector without clearance or consent. The bridge atmosphere shifted instantly. Captain Tesh explained the misunderstanding carefully, emphasizing the perceived abandonment and the officer's caretaker instincts. Admiral Vale listened without interruption. Her expression did not change. When she finished, she acknowledged receipt of his explanation and then calmly instructed him to halt propulsion immediately. Long-range sensors began detecting warp signatures. At first, 3, then 12, then dozens. They were not approaching chaotically. They were arriving in structured formation, vectoring toward the cruiser's projected path with mathematical precision. Tactical projections populated the bridge displays. Heavy cruisers, destroyer lines, carrier platforms, strategic command vessels. The scale escalated beyond proportional response and entered the realm of overwhelming certainty. Admiral Vale continued speaking in the same steady tone, explaining that human parental response doctrine classified juvenile retrieval as priority absolute. Under that doctrine, all available regional assets were authorized for deployment without further political consultation. Captain Tesh felt something unfamiliar settle into his thoughts. This was not anger. It was inevitability. Outside the viewport, space fractured into luminous corridors as Terran vessels exited faster than light transit in synchronized waves. Their hulls were dark, their weapons arrays powered but not yet armed. It was a display not of rage, but of capability held deliberately in restraint. The infant, now resting in a medical cradle aboard the Silent Meridian, began to stir. A soft cry echoed through internal audio pickup systems. Across tactical monitors, energy readings on several Terran vessels increased marginally. Admiral Vale's gaze sharpened almost imperceptibly. She requested confirmation of the child's physical condition. Medical scans were transmitted. Nutritional intake logs were forwarded. When informed that the infant had been provided nutrient suspension calibrated for non-human juvenile metabolism, there was a pause long enough to shift the temperature of the room. She clarified very gently that human infants possessed species-specific dietary requirements and that any biological harm, even accidental, would trigger escalation protocols far beyond the current containment posture. The phrase containment posture echoed uncomfortably among the bridge crew. Captain Tesh ordered immediate preparation for transfer. A secure docking corridor was established under direct oversight from Terran Fleet Command. Human retrieval personnel crossed into the alien vessel with movements that were disciplined, efficient, and utterly without panic. Their armor bore no decorative insignia, only identification markers and medical seals. They were not here to intimidate. They were here to reclaim. Varen carried the child personally to the corridor threshold. For a brief moment, the infant reached toward him again, fingers flexing, unaware of geopolitical implications or fleet deployments. It was a simple gesture, innocent and uncalculated. The human medic accepted the child, conducted rapid biometric verification, and confirmed stability. Across open space, more than 80 Terran warships powered down primary weapons arrays in perfect unison. The threat had never been shouted. It had never needed to be. Admiral Vale appeared one final time to confirm resolution. She informed Captain Tesh that a cultural advisory database would be transmitted to all coalition vessels, clarifying Terran juvenile protection statutes, identification markers, and operational meaning of restricted childcare signage. Her tone remained professional, almost courteous, but beneath it was a truth no one aboard the Silent Meridian would ever forget. Humanity did not treat its young as civilians. It treated them as the center of its civilization. Within minutes, the Terran fleet departed as seamlessly as it had arrived. Warp corridors collapsed. Space returned to silence. The bridge crew remained motionless long after sensors cleared. In the days that followed, interstellar networks circulated a new legal amendment passed unanimously by Terran governance. All human miners were formally designated as strategic priority protected individuals under interstellar doctrine. Any interference, intentional or accidental, would authorize immediate multi-fleet response without prior negotiation. The galactic community took notice. Historians later observed that no species had ever mobilized that scale of force for a single life. But humans had never been typical.
Across coalition academies, cadets now study the retrieval protocol as required curriculum. The core principle is simple. Never misinterpret human silence for weakness, and never mistake their calm for passivity. When it comes to their young, humans do not escalate emotionally. They escalate strategically, and they always arrive in force.